but he will be my apprentice. Yes. He's going to be the strongest southern hybrid drone ever. He's gonna be better than Beep. Gonna be Beep 2 basically. He's gonna be like what Halo Reach was to Halo 3. That's how cool he's gonna be. But we have a lot of training to do. Yeah, I can work with that. Lean Bean had made a very unexpected choice. What could cause such an out-of-character decision from a bloodthirsty being such as him? Esper followed his new friend, one that refused to speak a word back to him. The questions he politely asked received no answers, other than glancing back to see if he was still following. The tall one ignored his entire existence, in fact. So, Esper quietly followed, in hopes that the strange swordsman was leading him to a better life. Either way, it was nice to be free and feel the cool night air once again, but not as nice as the acid rain. It reminded him of home amongst the southern hive, and was more pleasant than he remembered. Upon reaching the strange fortress on the acid lake, Esper was shocked to see this was in fact the lair Lean Bean called home. Esper waited outside patiently as Lean Bean went inside. A habit as a servant he still retained. After a while, Lean Bean emerged, and still without saying a word, he followed. He offered to carry the bag, but was met with silence, so still, he followed. Wherever they were going, he would follow. This is where the training would begin, it seemed. And like most, Esper's first lesson was hard learned. No, please. But those spiders are slow. I would have fucking killed him. Alright, I'm just gonna send him on his way and pray he makes it. And then while he's heading over to the training grounds to go fight hungry bandits, just as Lean Bean did. Oh wait, hang on. Mean Bean? I'm gonna name it Mean Team. Teen. Hang on. Mean Team. Alright, let me derail the video real quick right here. So like, I could make a really cool training montage of Esper just running around fucking up hungry bandits just like Lean Bean did, but the truth is that's kind of boring, I think. So that's why I settled for that little movie cutscene thing you saw before. Was it good? Did you think it was a little cool at least? Is it like cringy in a meteoric fanfic kind of way? Do I have the competence to tell an interesting story in a video that was originally just a challenge run without making it a confusing mess? I have no clue, I'm just having fun with this honestly, but the thing is, I easily fought like 100 hordes of these hungry bastards over the course of like 2 real-life days. Again, when I was getting Esper's stats up and pretty much did nothing else, so it's a little boring and I didn't record a lot of it because of it. Afterwards though, I did pull another one of those pro Kenshi player moves called Feeding Your Friend to the Fogman, where they slowly eat the limbs off of them and you can replace them with badass ones. It's kind of awful sounding, and it's arguably less painful than a trip to the Peel House. You veterans know what goes on in the Peel House, and we don't talk about that yet. So yeah, I'm using the old school method of limb removal, but the good news is, guess who finally got a use for those kick-ass industrial lifter arms I made like 2 episodes ago. Alright bud, this is the sketchy part of your training. Alright, good luck with that. I'll be watching in the distance.
Easy, take my legs.
Alright, some nice new metal legs. Alright, just scoop them off the pole and run the hell away. I'll get the other arm off later. You see, it's a big joke. I stick him on the pole, they eat his limbs off. It's a big game we play. Pick up. Yoink, thank you. Like seconds away from dying. I gotta stop the bleeding. Let's get right into the limbs. We have animals for sale, and it's like yeah, nice animals and shit. I got one free of charge. There you go, buddy. One free of charge. Yeah, y'all enjoy that. It's very tame, very friendly. Enjoy. It's fucking stuck in the rock. God damn it.
Prank him, John. You already know.
It was time to set out on a real journey. Esper was excited to travel the world, but nervous to make his mentor proud as well. The next fight, he would give it his all. Esper learned that his mentor was very quiet during travel, always watching and on high alert, like an animal, no matter how calm and quiet it seemed. Another strange technique his master used, and seemed otherworldly. He had learned the ways of survival were much more than just swinging a sword, and tried his best to correctly interpret his master's lessons the best he could, so that these same techniques could make him strong as well. Communication between the two was awkward and difficult at most times. Lean Bean had little understanding of social skills and had a pathetic rhetoric in general, but more than made up for it in raw intelligence and natural cunning. Despite this, Esper was happy to have someone willing to teach him the world, how to fight, operate a crossbow, and basic science such as electricity, and the inner workings of his new limbs, how to maintain and clean them. Esper considered the strange person he followed as a friend, something he'd never had before. He never saw his master go into town for supplies. He actually never saw any money either, not even a single coin in that whole house. How did he get all the high quality food that was stored? Where did all the books and materials come from? It made little sense how wealthy he was. As they approached the peaceful nomad village, a lot of things would become clear. Something felt wrong as they neared, and before he knew it, His mentor was murdering the inhabitants. Unsure, Esper followed Lean Bean, and together they went house to house, slaughtering everything that moved inside. Then stripping them of everything of value, except money. All of it was left behind. Without saying a word, they left the gruesome scene. Lean Bean walked calmly and leisurely, as this was second nature to him. Meanwhile, Esper's heart was beating rapidly, and his stomach felt sunken and cold. He told himself they were probably bad humans, just like he was, and that they did a good thing. After all, Esper was much stronger now. How else could he have cut them apart so easily?
Enemy horde of tiny people breaking into home. Why always try to hunt Perillo?
after finding another rare weapon, and it wrested from their owner's now dead cold hands. Esper carried it and took a liking to the large weapon. Its destructive heft and weight was perfect. He could simply hit things ridiculously hard. With such power, even Lean Bean seemed impressed. Armored foes were now blown to smithereens, then cut to ribbons. The two had a nice synergy going together, but Esper still struggled to keep up with Lean Bean in combat. His speed and brutality was unmatched, and often left fights untouched, coated in blood, before Esper could even get a swing in. It was a terrifying sight to behold. He led them in search of their next target. This one was located on the southern Isle of the Fishmen, where their Alpha had another weapon for them to challenge ownership for.
Action is coming. I promise you.
Everyone is starving for action.
We can add one more action scene.
No, we can't do it.
No, the action we have is too much. Man, the Blu-ray cannot manage that action.
We should do put it more Kung Fu. We can do it.
With another satisfactory weapon found, the duo left the blood-soaked isle to be washed by the rain. Esper didn't understand his mentor's need to collect these strange weapons. He had enough of them to supply a small army already, but was still on the hunt for more still. Why was he so insistent on collecting them? Regardless, Esper followed like always, without a word. He was always at Lean Bean's back. It felt good to tear apart monstrosities. The fishmen were no better than the cannibals, so they were even doing a good thing. No one would miss them as they rotted in the ground. But Esper had to admit, it was not as fun as fighting bandits, or maybe fighting through the settlements and taking whatever he desired. When you're this strong and powerful, when most people are selfish and egocentric anyway, when it feels good to be in control, why should it matter if you kill a few drunken nobodies? Like his master says, everyone dies.